All right, guys, it's hump day, and I got a hump day editorial for you. I have a really short one, but look, I went through 18 pages of the news feed list on Google. 18. I scrolled through 18 of these to get this story. It's the only one I could really find that deals with law enforcement misconduct or anything related to. But I'm going to bring it to you because it does talk about police misconduct. I'm not going to go into the other stories of these people, although I could probably Google their names and come up with other stories. But I'll let you guys do that research if you're interested in it. I just want to give you a little bit of this. But before I get to it, what I found, though, was either crimes of people out there committing crimes and getting arrested and so forth. Nothing really that I could use to question law enforcement. But whether they're policy violators or rights violators or misconduct. But so many stories about coronavirus. So many stories about law enforcement agencies that some are going to be enforcing the stay-at-home order by their governor. Some are like, it's confusing. We're not enforcing it. Some are saying we're going to educate people that they should stay at home and they should keep distance, but we're not going to enforce anything. It's just the spectrum is wide of people that law enforcement agencies that are either going to enforce somehow or going to educate but not enforce, or those that just they ain't enforcing it. They don't care. I don't know how that would go over. I guess if the sheriff was voted in, he could tell the governor to go pound sand. I don't know. But the police officers that were appointed, I don't know. Do they fall under the governor? The state attorney general? I don't know. But it's just so back and forth. One guy, there's a story I saw. I'm not going to give it to you, but he coughed apparently on a police officer and said, and it was quoted as saying, "Now you have coronavirus." What the fuck? Was he drunk? But I said, this is the only story I found that deals with police misconduct coming out of Detroit, Michigan, or at least the story is. Yeah. WILX.com. Thank you, WILX, for this story. A judge has dismissed the convictions of 2 men in prison for drug crimes, including one who has been locked up for more than 7 years. Wayne County prosecutor Kim Worthy says the cases were spoiled by highly unethical and compromised Detroit police officers. She says she expects there will be more cases. Darrell Chancellor was convicted of a drug crime in 2012 and sentenced to at least 14 years in prison. Daryl Richmond has served less than a year of an 8-year sentence for drug and gun crimes. They'll be released by the Corrections Department. Now, I'm going to, let's look real quick here. Darrell Chancellor and Daryl Richmond. Let's look these up and see if, I got a couple minutes here, see if there's anything on that. There is, I'll put a link to this short story and then something else I found, and you can click that. I'll go over it in a second. But there's one that says News Radio on the Google. When you Google the guy's name, Chancellor, Darrell Dion Chancellor, you get News Radio, and they talk about 2 men, narcotics convictions dismissed. But this one I found, Chancellor versus City of Detroit. Check this out. I'm just going to give you this real quick. You guys can go read the whole thing if you want. But it says, Darrell Dion Chancellor, the plaintiff. So I guess he was suing the city of Detroit, a municipal corporation. This is from 2006. Versus city of Detroit and police officer William Robo Cop Melendez. But it's Darrell Chancellor versus police officer William Robo Cop Melendez. I'm Robo Cop. I'm going to put every criminal away. If I have to do it unlawfully, well, fuck them. You are under arrest. What the fuck? William RoboCop Melendez. RoboCop. I guess he works in Detroit. Hey, RoboCop was from Detroit. Let's look up the other guy and see what we find. Okay, when I pulled up Daryl Richmond, I didn't get any other thing. You get the normal public records request and address check and all that crap. You always get that when you put someone's name in. But There are a few different stories on Wayne County Prosecutor's Office throwing out 2 drug convictions. There's a few stories on it here. And they pretty much all say the same thing, I guess. There's one from miheadlines.com, which is, I guess, michiganheadlines.com. And, okay, so that one actually gives you a whole bunch of stuff, like the judge and the convictions and what they were about. So I could have used that one, but you can read you can read it in the description box below. I'm sorry, I just don't have a whole lot of time here. But as Third Circuit Court Chief Judge Timothy Kinney is dismissing the case against Darrell Chancellor and Darrell Richmond. So Judge Timothy Kinney is the one dismissing it, and talks about there were no court appearances held due to COVID-19, but it does talk about there. I'll put that link down below as well. You can click on all the different links and look and read it and for yourself. I just wanted to give you a quick short editorial and give you the meat of it. Thank you guys for watching on this Hump Day Wednesday. And if you're in Detroit, watch out for Robo Cop, because he's real. His name is Melendez. Or was it Menendez? Or I don't know. William Robo Cop. Thanks, guys, for watching Community Leo Watch. Watching Leos. That's law enforcement officers from coast to coast and letting you know what's going on with them in your community.